Hello, hypertension resistors. So today I want to talk about a revolution in healthcare. So let's get to it.
You are listening to Hypertension Resistant to Treatment, where you will get knowledge, training, resources, and support for better blood pressure control. If you are suffering with high blood pressure or blood pressure that is difficult to treat, this podcast is indeed for you. Here is your host, Dr. Tanya.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tanya, and I am here to teach you everything you ought to know about hypertension management and trending health topics. I've been a clinical scientist for over 10 years, and I've learned a thing or two about hypertension management and medication taking behavior. I will share with you all that I've learned and all that's out there that will help you get control of your blood pressure and improve your health. Stick with me and use this information to help you and your family make informed health decisions. Listen up and share this information with your family and friends. Thanks for listening. A friend of mine recommended that I listen to this talk with Dr. Keith C. Ferdinand and his colleagues regarding telehealth. I found the information very informative, so I wanted to include it in this podcast. They discussed telehealth and how telehealth improve access to care in patients with COVID-19 and the potential for telehealth to revolutionize healthcare and improve access to care for patients with chronic diseases like hypertension and diabetes. Some experts seem to think that we have been too focused on COVID-19 over the last year because people have been dying globally as a result of untreated chronic diseases and cancer due to healthcare resources being allocated for COVID-19, testing, treating patients with COVID-19, as well as using those hospital beds for the virus. Authors of one paper in Health Affairs called The Impact of COVID-19 Pandemic on Hospital Admissions in the United States stated, and I quote, that health system leaders and public health authorities should focus on efforts to ensure that patients with acute medical illnesses can obtain hospital care as needed during the pandemic to avoid adverse outcomes. They stated that some medical conditions, for example, stroke and heart attack, require effective hospital treatment to avoid adverse outcomes. Therefore, fewer hospitalizations for such medical conditions are almost certainly associated with patient harm. So they went on to say that the impact of hospital-based care is less clear. However, longer-term studies are needed to determine the extent to which avoiding hospitalization during the pandemic may affect the patient's illnesses, death, and quality of life. They noted in the paper that medical admissions fell dramatically with the spread of COVID-19 in March and April 2020. Based on over 1 million admissions in 201 hospitals in 36 states, non-COVID medical admissions fell by 40%. And they said that the most plausible explanation for the broad-based declines in medical admissions is that patients avoided seeking hospital care, perhaps in response to fear of contagion arising from media reports or as a result of stay-at-home orders. Now, although this study is about hospital admissions, we all know that patients were probably having similar concerns in the primary care setting, especially early on during the original variant, all the way through the Delta variant. However, so many people have been exposed to the Omicron variant and or have been vaccinated, that people with healthy immune systems have antibodies to the Omicron variant. And we're experiencing so much joy of having some normalcy, going back to some normalcy with being able to remove the mandate